open our build time, one of the first things we want to consider is the target that we want to develop for. So this is the HMI that we want to use at the end of the day, as well as the HMI we're going to download this project to. So we can find the selection over on System Architecture on the left-hand side, and then under System Architecture, Target 01. Double click on that. In the center, we can see a representation of the communication that we'll eventually set up for this HMI. Right now it's not communicating to anything, so we just see the HMI box in the middle. In this case, it's an ST6500 WAD. Down below, we can see the memory capabilities of this unit, as well as the memory that's currently being used. Over on the right-hand side, we can see the favorite selection in the Properties window. So here in the favorites, we can see the ST6000 series is selected, the ST6500, and the resolution of 1024 by 600. Now, this isn't just found in the favorite tab, we can find it in the function and basic. So if you've used the software before, it may not have come up to the favorite tab by default. So here under function basic, I can change this series, ST6000 series, from an ST6500 to something else. I hit the button on the right, ... and we can see we have a change target dialog. So in this change target dialog, I can select the series that I want to play with, as well as the particular model within that series. And finally, if necessary, a resolution designation that may go with that model. So in the ST6000 series, this is a panel mount unit. These are all widescreen units. There you cut a rectangular hole in the cabinet, and you mount the unit like that. So in this series, I can see I have several units to choose from. As again, I have the ST6500 selected right now. It's in the middle. There's also a smaller unit, the 6200, and then the largest unit, the 6700. So that varies in size from a 4-inch through 7, 10, 12, and 15-inch units respectively. So in addition to the 6000 series, we can choose a different series of product, the STM 6000. In this series of product, we have only two models available. We have the 6200 and the 6400. These are both widescreen units, but the big difference here is these units, they're 22mm mount units. So instead of using a rectangular hole cut into a cabinet, I can reuse or drill a new 22mm hole and then mount the display through that hole. There's a mounting mechanism with a nut, and then I can attach the rear unit to that. So the front half is the display, the rear half is the brain and the communication. I join the two together, and now I have an entire unit. The display can be replaced for maintenance purposes, as well as the rear half. So those are available in a 4-inch and 7-inch size. Next, I have the SP5000 series. So much like the STM 6000 series was modular, this is also a modular series. The difference here being that in this modular series, I don't have a 22mm hole. I cut a traditional rectangular hole for my HMI to mount in my cabinet. And then I have a display half, and I have a rear half for the brain, which goes on the back. So obviously the big advantage here is modularity, but it also means I can reuse this back end with many different sizes of displays. So here we can see we have a 7-inch display, SP5400 WAD, all the way up to an SP5800, which is a 19-inch widescreen unit as well. It's good to note in this series we offer both widescreen and 4x3 displays, so that's 16:9 and 4x3. Next, we have the GP4000 series. So in the GP4000 series, this is again the kind of unit you mount in a rectangular hole for the cabinet, but it's not available in different screen sizes, but it's available in Ethernet only, and then two serial options. So the 4114 is your Ethernet, and then of course the 4115 and 4116 are serial-based units. Next, we have the IBC series, or PCAT. So this is where it doesn't matter whether you run it on a ProFace IBC or whether you run it on a standard computer, PCAT. Either way, as long as it's running on Windows, we can offer a resolution from 320 by 240 through 3840 by 2160 or ultra high definition. So when we get up to these larger resolutions, we also have the option of choosing between landscape and portrait mode as well. So once we've figured out what our model will be, let's say in this case we want to switch from the SD6000 Series 6500, I'll choose the 6400. We can see where our resolution is going to be 800 by 480. Okay, we can see it's updated here. I then go over to the left hand side, open one of my screens, and we can see if we move this resolution, or the zoom rather, to 100, I can see I'm going from 0 through 800, and then down below here I can see I'm going from 0 to 480. If I made a mistake, not a problem, go back to the target 01, change it back, maybe in this case back to a 6500, hit OK, and now I have a different resolution of unit. So it's a matter of selecting the particular HMI that you want, and then of course beginning your development at this point. Thank you.